Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Adult Storytime again this week. Today, I thought I would recommend a few books to read again and again. I love having a few reliable standbys for times when my brain just can't absorb new characters or a new plot. Books that I have read multiple times, and I kind of think of them as like a go-to hairstyle or an outfit that you always know is going to work for you. The first book I reach for again and again is actually 7 books, the Harry Potter series. If you've been living under a rock since the book was first published in 1997, Harry Potter is about an 11-year-old boy named Harry who finds out he's a wizard. The story starts with his life with his muggle or non-magical family, and then goes through his time at a boarding school where he learns magic. The series ultimately is about good versus evil, friendship, and doing what's right even when that is hard. Even though the series is considered a children's series, it really is something that can be enjoyed by readers of any age. I'll give you one piece of advice that I gave my own grandma when I was recommending this book to her when I was a teenager, and that would be, even if you don't like it right away, stick with it until the character named Hagrid shows up. Then I bet you'll like it. Next up, a book that I read again and again is called The Red Tent by Anita Diamond. It's the story of Dinah, who was the daughter of Jacob and Leah in the Bible. The story starts by introducing us to Dinah and her mothers and shows the important part that women played in their community. Dinah marries a prince, and her new husband is then unfortunately murdered by her brothers. Dinah's heartbroken, and so she leaves her whole family and starts her own life in Egypt. The story is really about mothers, daughters, the cycle of life, and family stories. I recommend this book to anyone regardless of their religious beliefs. Next up is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. It's definitely a classic. It's another story about the resilience of women. The novel takes place in rural Georgia in the early 1900s. The main character is Celie, and she's married to a much older man when she's a teenager. She's treated poorly, torn away from her own family, and she must learn to fight for herself and make her own friendships in her own life. This book won both the Pulitzer Prize and the National Book Award in 1983. The last book I'll recommend to read again and again is called The Language of Flowers by Vanessa Diffenbaugh. It's the story of 18-year-old Victoria, who spent her childhood in the foster care system. Now that she's out on her own, she's struggling to do everyday tasks like finding a job and a place to live. And she's also dealing with the emotional aspects of her past and her tough childhood. She always had a deep connection with flowers, and she plants a garden in the public park where she's sleeping. After that, her talent is discovered by a florist who gives her a job, and Victoria learns how to build a new life, come to terms with her past trauma, and continues to incorporate flowers into everything she does. If any of these books sound interesting to you, please check one of them out from the library, either through our digital collections like Hoopla or Libby, or a print copy. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.